Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Barak the Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Barak the Rakakadash. Okay, double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, elders of GMS. Okay, salutation, peace, and blessings to the whole elect of the children of Israel. Okay, people of Negro, Indian descent, Latinos. Okay, Israelite foreigners as well. They have the spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Women, you are with us. Looking to escape the pollutions of this world and humbling yourself as well in the process. Okay. Something I haven't went over in a minute. I need those that to make it make sense about Cornelius, because there are those still believing that Cornelius was an Edomite. Not being spiritual. Literally not at all. Not understanding these scriptures. Not understanding the mind of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, his characteristics, his desires, his desires to assemble the nations, meaning the 12 tribes of Israel, not assembling the nations of the earth, Israel, with the heathen nations. It's just Jakes, man. It's just Israelites, period. And just going over a little bit of this just to prove my point that, he can't be an Edomite. Acts 10:1, there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band. A centurion, which equivalent to today's sheriffs or police officers, you might want to say. Which using basic common sense, don't you have Israelites, Jakes, working for law enforcement? Hell, use Nasty Nate for an example. Who I think is a detective now working for the NYPD. Go back to slavery, during the 1800s. Hell, they used Jakes as well to hunt Jakes when they escaped. They're house niggas that desired to work for the enemy. So making common sense of this, a devout man and one that feareth the Most High with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to the Most High. Beautiful scripture there. A devout man, what? Scriptures can easily debunk pious and dutiful. Devote godly, a godly man. Going into these words, just pious, making a hypocritical display of virtue, or sincere but unlikely to be fulfilled. He said he was sincere, dutiful, consciously or obediently fulfilling one's duty, motivated by duty rather than desire or enthusiasm. Hold on. Here we go. A devout man, it says, having or showing deep religious feelings or commitment, totally committed to a cause or belief. He's an Israelite, clearly. A devout man. In the scriptures, what does the scripture say about Esau? It says he's profane. And this, you know what? Let me get that. He's profane. How can you be profane? And hold on. Was it carefully with tears? Carefully with tears. For ye know how that afterwards, Hebrews 12 and 17, that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. So I can go up. Lest there be any fornicator, this is verse 16, Hebrews 12 and 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So it shows you right there his characteristics of not being sincere, not being sincere or committed. You see, it's just basic common sense. For he's a flesh. He lives for his flesh. He lives for his hearts and his desires, his flesh. There's nothing spiritual about this devil. So again, the scripture says that Cornelius was a devout man, one who's committed. One who's disciplined and committed, and one that feareth the Most High with all his heart, all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to the Most High always. Okay, it says here he saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of the Most High coming in to him and saying unto him, Cornelius. And when he looked on him, he was afraid and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, Thy prayers and thy alms are come up for a memorial before the Most High. The Most Edomite plan, giving alms, really? And this devil doesn't do anything unless there's always a hidden agenda on why he's doing anything. There's always a hit, and he's not doing it on his own. There's always a motive if this devil appears to be doing something good, which he does nothing good. Again, like I said, there's always a hidden motive behind anything this devil does. Job 14, and who can bring a clean thing out of unclean? Not one. Not one. Okay? Not one. So, giving alms, right? Really? It says, and now send men to Joppa and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter. He lodges with one Simon and Tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do. And when the angel which spake unto Cornelius was departed, he called 2 of his household servants and a devout soldier, a committed soldier of them that waited on him continually. And when he had declared all these things unto them, he sent them to Joppa. Okay, let's skip down some more. What was I looking for? Here we go. Acts 10:22, and they said Cornelius the centurion. Then Acts 10:21, then Peter went down to the men which were sent unto him from Cornelius and said, Behold, I am he whom ye seek. What is the cause wherefore ye are come? And they said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man. A just man. Let's see what the Greek is, the just man. A just. Okay. Righteous. Observing divine laws. Righteous. In a wide sense, upright, righteous, virtuous, keeping the commands of the Most High. You see? Yeah. What's the scripture on? Can a leopard change his spots? Jeremiah 13:23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil? Of course not. Of course not. So what the scripture says here, that Cornelius was a righteous man. When you're looking at the meaning, as far as being, scripture said he was a just man. Okay. Again, looking at the meaning, of those who seem to themselves to be righteous, who pride themselves to be righteous, who pride themselves in their virtues, whether real or imagined, innocent, faultless, guiltless. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. This is not the characteristics of an Edomite. Totally not the characteristics of an Edomite. A just man. A just man, and one that feareth Yahweh. B'Shem Yahushai, and of good report among all the nations of the Jews. It was warned from the Most High by an angel, a holy angel, to send for thee into his house and to hear words of thee. Now again, how can he be an Edomite when pursuant to here? Romans 9. Basic common sense of the scriptures, basic scripture 101, common sense. It says here, let me find it. Hold on, let me find it. Here we go, Romans 9:19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replies against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, the Edomites? So how can Cornelius be an Edomite? Again, if he's a just man, a virtuous man, a man that feareth Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. This devil doesn't fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Not even, doesn't fear it. Okay? It says here, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Okay, here's another one. No, not that there. X that out here. So I could just escape me. The scripture I was thinking of. Oh yeah, so I could. scripture in Psalms. There we go. Psalms 50 and 16. Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, seeing thou hatest instructions and casteth my words behind thee? Okay. When thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him, and hast been partakers with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. I mean, come on. All the characteristics of an Edomite. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. So Cornelius can't be an Edomite. There's no way. You know? These things hast thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver. Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me, and to him that ordereth his conversation the right, I will show the salvation of the Most High. That's a bad scripture, man. That's just a bad chapter, period. That Psalms. So, let me read it again. And they said, Cornelius the centurion, a just man, and one that feared the Most High, and of good report among all the nations of the Jews. Now I'm going to go to this Jeremiah, which is good. This is powerful. This is Jeremiah. Excuse me, jeez. Doing everything I can, but this cough won't go anywhere. Just a tickle in my throat. Okay. It's not Jeremiah. It's not Jeremiah. What was it on? Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 44. Then he brought me back into the gate of the outward sanctuary, which looked toward the east, and it was shut. Then said the Lord unto me, this gate shall be shut. It shall be open. It shall not be open, and no man shall enter in by it, because the Lord, Yahweh, the power of Israel, have entered in by it. Therefore it shall be shut. It is for the prince. The prince, he shall sit in it to eat bread before the Lord, and he shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate, and shall go out by the way of the same. Then brought he me the way of the north gate before the house, and I looked, and behold, the glory of the Most High filled the house of the Lord, and I fell upon my face. And the Most High said unto me, Son of man, mark well, and behold with thine eyes, and hear with thine ears all that I say unto thee concerning all the ordinances of the house of the Lord, and all the laws thereof, and mark well the entering in of the house, and every going forth of the sanctuary, with every going forth of the sanctuary. And thou shalt say to the rebellious, even to the house of Israel, thus saith the Lord power, O ye house of Israel, let it suffice you of all your abominations. And you see right here, he's just dealing with his people. So when it's referring to Cornelius being a just man with a good report, it's a good report amongst his brethren. That good report amongst his brethren, the house of Israel. All right. So it says, in that ye have brought into my sanctuary strangers uncircumcised in heart. And this is Jake's going off, man. And that ye have brought into my sanctuary strangers uncircumcised in heart, don't want the truth, can care less about the truth, and uncircumcised in flesh, physical, being unclean. That's an unclean, being unclean, uncircumcised penis. Okay. To be in my sanctuary. to pollute it, even my house, when ye offered my bread, the fat and the blood, and they have broken my covenant because of all your abominations. And ye have not kept the charge of my holy things, but ye have set keepers of my charge in my sanctuary for yourselves. And thus saith the Lord power, no stranger, no stranger. So clearly Cornelius can't be an Edomite. That's a stranger. Thus said the Lord power, no stranger, uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh shall enter into my sanctuary. And then you can say Israelite foreigners, a Gentile is living in a Gentile state of mind, in their customs and following after their idol gods. Of any stranger that is among the children of Israel, and the Levites that are gone away far from me when Israel went astray, which went astray away from me after their idols, they shall even bear their iniquity. Yet they shall be ministered in my ministers in my sanctuary, having charge at the gate of the house and ministering to the house. They shall slay the burnt offering and the sacrifice for the people, and they shall stand before them to minister unto them, because they minister unto them before their idols, and cause the house of Israel to fall into iniquity. Therefore have I lifted up my hand against them, said the Lord power, and they shall bear their iniquity. And they shall not come near unto me to do the office of a priest unto me, nor to come near to any of my holy things in the most holy place, but they shall bear their shame and their abominations which they have committed. But I will make them keepers of the charge of the house for all the services thereof, and for all that they shall be done therein. Ordinance for the Levites, it says. But the priests, the Levites, the son of Zadok, that kept the charge of my sanctuary when the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall come near to me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat and the blood, said the Lord power. They shall enter into my sanctuary, and they shall come near to my table to minister unto me, and they shall keep my charge. And it shall come to pass that when they enter in the gates of the inner city, they shall be clothed with linen garments, and a wool shall come upon them while they minister in the gates of the inner court. And within they shall have no linen bonnets upon their heads, and shall have linen breeches upon their loins. They shall not gird themselves with anything that causes sweat. And when they go forth into utter court, even into the utter court to the people, they shall put off their garments wherein they minister, and lay them in the holy chambers, and they shall put on their garments, and they shall not sanctify the people with garments. Neither shall they shave their heads, nor suffer their locks to grow long. They shall only poll their heads, cut their heads short. Poll means to cut short. Neither shall any priest drink wine when they enter into the inner court. Neither shall they take for their wives a widow, nor her that is put away, but they shall take maidens of the seed of the house of Israel, or a widow that had a priest before. And my point, and they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and the profane, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. Okay, the holy and the profane, which in this case here, Cornelius was holy, and Esau is profane. So Cornelius can't be an Edomite. He's an Israelite. It's common sense, man. And that's why you were set up, men of the Lord, to teach you these basic things. And all you got to do is just word search, man, and understand meanings, especially when referring to the brother, man, Cornelius, being just, one who feareth God. So I'm going to leave it at that. All right. So I hope you're edified. Hope it helps you out on Cornelius. Being a devout man. All right. So shalom.